Alrighty. Hello, everybody. This is Kyusho here, and now, before we do get started, I do want to say this is one of those stories I've talked about before. Now, an interesting idea came to me, and it was a little weird. It's the idea that Deku finds himself in a small town after losing his memories, and he is trying to piece together exactly who and where he is. How exactly his old life does correlate to him finding himself in a new one. Now then, with that being said, let me go ahead and start this mini shot. Now, let's begin in the middle of the night on an old road that they don't really come down. There's a highway a few miles away and a man walking through the woods. He has blood running down the side of his face. He's swaying unsteadily on his feet, and his clothes, they are covered in dirt and disheveled. This man isn't sure where he is. He just remembers a loud ringing sound and crashing into the ground. He could have swore he heard glass break. And wind? He doesn't really know. He's just trying to go somewhere. Head somewhere? That's where things get odd. His vision is blurry. Right now, he's just stepping forwards. Left, left and right. He found a road and made his way down. He was trying to find a vehicle. Yeah, that does sound familiar. A vehicle. And as the man walked down that road, time began to elude him. Before he did go to fall over underneath a tree. Right now, him trying to just figure things out in his head. And whenever things do start to go dark, he has a bad feeling. However, he doesn't really finish much of that thought. And we do have a few hours later. Someone currently is driving. She is a little annoyed. Things have been busy in their small town. And trying to figure things out here, it's weird. Her grandpa's a doctor, and they don't have a lot going on. They have the harvest coming up, and she has to try and help deal with that. Meanwhile, there is stuff with her cousin and her in the big city. If only something interesting could ever happen in this town. I mean, it'd be nice. It'd be better. You have pros and, well, criminals and stuff like that, but that's a little too rich for her blood. Right now, her driving by and going to turn. Seeing a man in a jacket and a suit. Right now, her going to watch as he's underneath a tree. But as she's going to drive by and look into the mirror, she doesn't see blood trailing down the side of his face. And she immediately doesn't hit the brakes, trying to get off the road. Her running out of the vehicle and rushing over, trying to see if the man is alright. And whenever she has to make her way over, the blood has been dried for who knows how long. His clothes, yeah, they seem soiled from the morning air. The morning dew? He's been here for a while. Has no one passed by this road? Shit. Her trying to see if he's even conscious. But whenever she does go to try and wake him up, nothing happens. Her cursing a bit and going to give a phone call to her dad. Right now, trying to get this man into her car. Since If they get him to a doctor, hopefully he can recover. Hopefully they can figure out who the hell he is. And right now, she does go to quickly speed back into the town, annoyed that she asked for that damn excitement. Right now, her going to drive home. And when she does it to pull up, a man does come out a bit confused about what's going on. An older man coming out as well as they do to find the stranger in the back seat. Him passed out and unconscious. Her mentioning that he's been like that since she found him. And the old man, he does going to make his way over. Him going to check that Deku is still breathing. And luckily, he is. His breathing is strong. So whatever this was, it didn't cause enough damage to make him stop. Then again, the bruising around his face, the scratches. Yeah, he's been in a bad crash. That's gotta be for sure. Right now, the old man going to get help pulling him inside. And when they do go to take off his jacket, they do try to examine his body for any more injuries. Right now, washing off his face as the old man does begin to use his quirk. Right now, them just waiting. A light does go to shine on Deku, and it does go to try and heal whatever damage it can. Right now, them just playing the waiting game. And there is this afternoon. He does begin to hear water running. He does begin to hear some sounds that do go to catch his attention. A vague awareness of where he is? No, that's not right. Everything's fuzzy. His head hurts and he's not sure where. A loud crash making the man jump up. Right now, a cat going flying off of his chest as he does go to look around and try and figure things out. Right now, someone hearing the cat as they do come running over, opening the door and looking at the man, who does go to turn his head and go to glare at them. Huh? Hey, you're awake. Are you okay? Where am I? Who are you? Easy, easy. My name is Hannah. And I found you on the side of the road. We think that you were involved in an accident. You were passed out for a few hours at most, and before then you weren't even conscious. Do you remember anything? The road, maybe? Where you were, where you are? What day of the week it is? No. I don't know any of those things. Do you know your name? What should I call you? No, my name. I don't have a name. I can't remember it. That doesn't feel right. Something about that doesn't feel right. That's not good. My grandfather is a doctor. We helped you out and set you to rest here. We don't know much about who you are. You had no ID and no wallet, no phone either. So, you're a mystery to us. We can try and see about anything, but we've already looked into a few things. There's been no reported crashes in the area. And that's the thing we're trying to figure out. Figure out? Yeah. Do you need any water? Tea? Food? I'm assuming you're hungry? Him going to think. He doesn't know where he is, but he is hungry. Yeah, I could use some food. Please? Of course. Her gonna stand up as Deku does gonna get off of the mat. Him climbing to his feet and turning back. Before he does gonna bend down and go to fix his sheets. Right now, him standing up and still feeling odd, turning around and taking a cautious step outside the room, turning his head and looking around. In his eyes, they do to catch out a look out the window. Right now, him snapping his gaze down as he does a turn back around, just trying to think about what to do. And there is where the two they do go making their way out into the kitchen. And the old man, he does as someone sit there with a cane on the porch and a pipe in his mouth. Right now, him turning and asking the young man if everything's all right. He took a mighty big blow to the head from what he saw. They don't know much about what his quirk might be, but it does mean quite a bit. Though their worst case scenario was that he had amnesia. Grandpa? What? What's a quirk? Oh, that is not good. No, it isn't. He doesn't know anything. I don't even think he understands how he ended up under that tree. I was under a tree? Yeah, we found you. I found you about 15 miles outside the village. Under the tree, by one of the fields out there. You were trying to make your way into town, but from the look of your clothes, it looked like you were walking for a while. Deku nodding his head, as the old man does talk about it. They might not be able to dry clean it, but they're going to get his clothes fixed up and cleaned. Then again, there is a few things they'd like to talk to him about whenever he does feel comfortable. Maybe when he does gain his bearing. They're mighty kind folk, but things are going to be a little chaotic here for a while. I understand. I think. Sorry, I'm lost on all of it. The old man staring at Deku. And he does gonna look directly at him. His eyes are intense. Then again, he does gonna shift his position to the left and to the right. See that Deku, he does try to keep his attention on him. And he does gonna bring up his hands. Talking about how he doesn't have to try and bore a hole through his head. Sorry, it's just I don't know why. I'm just trying to keep my attention on you. I have a bad feeling. I don't know, just something about looking that way. Looking this way. What do you mean? I don't know. Here, come on. I think it should take a while before she prepares something for you to eat. Sit outside and talk with me. Be a better understanding about what might be going on in that head of yours. Sure. Him walking over. And Deku, he does go look up at the sky and immediately go to freeze. Him staring at it. He gets an odd sense from it. Something bad, something strange, something weird, something terrifying. And he does go to just stare up at the clouds. And the old man does go to watch his Deku. He does slowly try to relax. Right now, him confused and just staring up. Huh. You alright? I don't know. Something about the sky is unsettling me. And that's alright. It might be something about you. We don't know. As far as we're aware, it might also be something else in the environment. Is it too quiet? Is something else wrong? Give it a little bit of thought. It might help us piece together who exactly you are. Not a lot of interesting things happen in this town, young man, but I'd say this might be the most interesting. My son's out right now shopping, and he's out hopefully getting you some clothes. You might be able to fit into mine, but you might also be able to fit into his. But I am worried. There are chances that memory loss can be permanent, but those are very rare. Most of the time, you are able to recover some of your memory. Hopefully, a grand majority of it. But until then, I don't know if we can even contact anyone you know. It's unlikely. You might be stuck here before you can remember some things. Until then, I hope you're not afraid to work. We would not want you to just be lazing around all about. It is the busy season after all. Work? No, I don't want to be a bother. I can help out. I don't I don't really want to just sit around. I figured that much. Cleaned off your hands and saw they were a bit rough. Working man hands. Calloused. Knew I had a good assumption about you. You can tell a lot about a man by his hands. They're soft, he might have lived an easy life. Or there are other factors. A man's hand can be rough and coarse, but just because he's lived a hard life doesn't mean he's worked a hard day in his life. I don't even know if you understand what that means. No. Right now, the woman gonna walk over. Her setting some plates down and talking about it. It's a very long-winded way of saying don't judge a book by its cover. The old man likes to hear himself talk sometimes. Feel free to ignore him. And the old man does get let out a bit of a chuckle. Him going to stand and talking about it. Someone around here might as well talk. The first time she brings a man home, and it's as a patient. What is he supposed to think? And she does it roll her eyes and talk about it. He's not supposed to think anything. Besides, she hardly thinks that would count. It was an emergency. Sure. Then again, I think it does. You know, did I ever tell you that one story about your grandmother? All the time. Dad doesn't shut up about it. Of course he doesn't. He was there. He likes to add a little too much drama to it, though. You know how he is. I know how you are, Grandpa. Deku just staring at this. And it's odd. He doesn't know who he is. Memory loss, some sort of accident? That doesn't sound right. But he was in an accident. Huh. No. He can't remember anything. I mean, why? Nothing. Was he in a car? Was he on a road? Was he a passenger? Was he not the driver? Shit. But hold on a second. Didn't she say something about not being able to find accident reports? So, what does that mean about him then? Him going to bring up his thumb to his mouth. Him trying to think about it as the old man does it away from over. Talking about it. If he just stands there, he'll eat his portion. That way it doesn't go cold. And Deku does a look back up. Him, right now, walking over cautiously and trying to sit down. Just trying to think about these things about him. Something doesn't feel real about this. But right now, he's going to go ahead and forget about that. He's hungry, and this lovely woman just made him some delicious food. Him digging in as his eyes are just as big as his stomach right now. And with that being said, I do hope you guys enjoyed. And have an amazing day. I'll catch you guys in the next one.